Welcome back to SnowRunner, guys, and in this video, we are going to be going over one of my personal favorite vehicles that you can get on both PC and all consoles, and it is the Chevy Squarebody. Now, this is a vehicle by JohnJohnHotRod, and one of his previous vehicles, for example, the quad cab Squarebody, was really well received, and a lot of people enjoyed driving it. Now, if you drove that vehicle and figured that you might want a little bit more of a shorter wheelbase, or maybe something that was a little bit better in tighter trails, this is definitely going to be your answer to that. Now, this one that I have right here, as you can see, is already fairly well customized, but we're still going to go through the customization options before taking it out onto the Stadium Super Truck map to give it a test. Now, there are some really interesting little details about this truck, and you may have seen it also on one of my recent live streams, but either way, if you have not driven it, bro, go pick it up on the mod browser and see what it's all about. Now, when we go into the customization, we can see that we have three different engines: the Grocery Getter 556 horsepower engine, the stockish 405 horsepower, and the Trail Runner supercharged 808 horsepower. Now, both of these are actually really, really good choices, the 556 and the 808. Or if you want a little bit closer to a vanilla experience, you can go with the 405. Now, I'm going to actually switch this out for the 556 horsepower spec because I've used it with the 808, but not with the 556 before. And I find this to be actually a really good balance between maybe where a vanilla truck would be and where a little bit more crazy, kind of almost overpowered vehicle would be. So that's where we're going to go. My favorite transmission is the Trail Runner spec 6-speed. And it really is a do-it-all transmission. There's really nothing about this transmission that doesn't apply to almost any situation. I mean, whether you're ripping around a dirt track or you're going down a trail really, really slowly, this can do all of that stuff. You also have the tow and haul 10-speed because this thing does have towing and hauling spec upgrades. You also have the stockish 6-speed. You also have the low and slow experimental crawler transmission if you were going to be dedicatedly taking this thing on some really slow, really tight, dedicated rock crawling trails. Now, the suspension, this is interesting because we have the King of the Hammers spec, which is basically the lift with no damage. You also have the stockish lifted, you have the stockish lifted tow and haul, you have the stockish spec, which we're running too big of a tire for right now, and the stockish tow and haul spec, you also have the Trail Runner spec. Now, the Trail Runner and the King of the Hammers are the exact same height, exact same travel, everything like that. It's just the King of the Hammers doesn't have any damage. So now onto the tires. You'll start with a 36, and you can go all the way up from a 36 to a 37 to a 41 to a 42/43, depending on what tire you go with. Now, you also have a couple of mud compounds, like, for example, the Swamp Runner, the Bog Runner, the Crawler Runner, let's see, and that's about it, but they all go up to a 43-inch tire size, which is pretty dang good. You also have some chain tires, which it falls under the category of chained, even though the compound itself isn't actually chained. And basically, this is a diffuse tire, and you can have it in either 37 or 42, and this will work just as a chain tire would if you're out on a snowy or icy environment. Now, we're going to go with the 43-inch Crawler Runner on this particular setup, and winch-wise, we're going to go with the, let's see, the Trail Runner spec 12-volt. Diff lock is already going to be on there, and we've got the Super Trick Invisible Roll Cage Snorkel. Now, in the visuals, obviously you have the tow and haul package, which basically anything in the tow and haul category is going to obviously make the truck lower down if you're running a softer suspension, so we're not going to do that right now. This is one of my favorite aspects of this entire vehicle. You have a 1970s front clip, which we have on right now, or you can switch over to a 1980s front clip. So whether you like the round headlight design or the square headlight design, you can go either direction. So no matter what generation of square body you like, you can literally go either route for the front clip. It's completely up to you. Now, I started off with the 70s front clip on this truck, and I think I'm going to go ahead and switch over to the 80s front clip because, I mean, I've been running the 70s front clip for a little while now, and I would like to have the 80s one. So body-wise, you can actually have the bed-mounted radiator in or out. You don't have to have it in there if you don't like it, but I actually really like it. I think it looks really, really cool. And you can have either a chrome front bumper and chrome rear bumper, or you can have a, let's see if we can actually change those out. Wait a minute. Wait a minute. 80s roll bar. Well, never mind. That's a bit strange. What happens if we take off the chrome front? Oh, so basically if we take off the chrome front bumper, it basically just kind of unchromes it, if you will. Now, whether or not you like the chrome front bumper is completely up to you. It's a complete personal taste thing. You know, I'm not going to tell somebody whether or not to use the chrome front bumper, but if you want to use it, it's there. Same with the chrome rear bumper. Now, if we take the chrome rear bumper off, you can see it turns into a basically kind of like a bash bar style back there. So I'm going to actually run the bash bar with the license plate actually mounted to the bash bar. I think it looks really, really cool that way. Now, let's see. So, let's see. This add-on requires another add-on to be installed. Oh! Wait. What? Oh, I see. Okay, because we have the Desert Runner front bumper on there, we have basically nothing. Now, where's my front bumper, like, at all? Come on. All right, chrome front bumper, put you on, and then now we can throw the 80s bumper guard and winch on there if we so desire. That makes a lot more sense. So if you'd like to go that route, you completely can. Now, you also have Trail Runner rock sliders here that you can throw on, and a Trail Runner pre-runner bumper, and we also have the Desert Runner front bumper. I'm going to go with the pre-runner style bumper because I think that looks amazing. And if you really want to throw the cage in the back, you can do that as well. I'm not going to do that on this one, but you completely can if you want to. Now, obviously, you have a tire carrier in the back, but before you can actually put the tires on it, you have to pick the wheel that you want to use. And before I do that, I'm going to show you guys some of the new wheels that come with this truck. You have these Arsenal beadlocks, which look like a black Rhino wheel. We have the chamber beadlocks. We have the dual sport beadlocks. We also have the HVN beadlocks, as well as the Machete beadlocks, Mojave beadlocks, Race 101s, shredders, which those look really, really cool, the Trek beadlock, and the Win Race beadlock. I really like the Trek beadlock, but I also like the Race 101. I like the dual sport beadlock. I like the chamber. I like the Arsenal. I like all of these. And I think because I haven't used the beadlock before, the dual sport beadlock before, that's the one I'm going to go with. So let's see. Dual sport. And tires-wise, we need to go and find our tire compound as well. The Crawl Runner, that's what I have in this truck right now. Oh my god, it looks so good in red, but it looks so good in orange as well. It looks so good in literally every single color. And if you don't want the two-tone, or you want it in, like, say, for example, black instead of white, you could do that as well. And if you want to go full solid color, you can also do that. It really gives you a gigantic range of customization options. God, I love it in, like, just the solid orange. But I think what I'm going to do with this one is I'm going to go with the orange with the white stripe. And now, finally, we're going to take it out for a drive and see what this thing is all about. Let's fire it up. Takes a second, but once it fires up, dude, it is good to go. Now, the interior is absolutely beautiful. It's got kind of like this plaid weave on the doors and the seats. Old school style harnesses. You can see the actually the four-wheel drive stick down there going to the transfer case. Everything in here is absolutely incredibly detailed. So let's start off by seeing how it does in the mud. 3, 2, 1, go! Come on, let's go. It's getting there, it's getting there, it's getting there. That's the first mud pit done. What about the second one? Come on, let's go. It's moving, it's a little iffy, but oh, it's stalled out. Now, keep in mind, this is with the 556 horsepower engine and not the 808 horsepower engine, so I figured I should go ahead and let that be known so you guys are not like, oh my god, it's bogging out immediately. No, 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 no. You can go up another step, like another almost, another extra 250 horsepower almost with the next engine up. So I wouldn't worry about it stalling out in the mud that much. Now, the third mud pit is going to be probably a little bit trickier, and oh wow, yeah, okay. That kind of tells you what you need to know right there. You're going to be pretty much restricted to low and low minus in mud that's this deep, but that's going to do it for the mud portion of the test. I mean, really, the mud portion on this map is not going to take all that long, and I think, you know, with the obstacle types that we have on this map, let's just go ahead and switch to the 808 horsepower tune. That seems like a much better decision. Now, let's see how she does around the racetrack. This will be fun. Now, these trucks have always been interesting choices for going around the racetrack because sometimes they like to nosedive, but at the same time, if you get used to the handling, they can do really well for you. So, oh boy, there's fifth. It shifted into sixth right as we left the jump. Now, of course, we have a no-damage suspension, and the no-damage suspension is going to help us out tremendously. Wow, the pavement grip is really, really good. JohnJohnHotRod is getting better and better with his suspension tuning. Every single mod he releases, every single one, the suspension tuning gets better. Oh, dude, it doesn't even try to flip over, though. I mean, it'll pull a wheel up a little bit, but it does not try to flip over on you, and I love that. Stay in it. Oh, that went so well. Dude. Staying in 6th. Come on. Oh, you have to just stay committed to 6th. I never lifted through there. I didn't know whether or not we were going to make it, but I just didn't lift. Oh no, it went all the way back to 1st. If it gets a little bit out of sorts, it will go all the way back to 1st gear, so do be aware of that, and if you feel like it's going to go back to 1st gear, I definitely would recommend bumping the clutch, but if you don't think it's going to go back to 1st gear, don't bother. I mean, just stay flat out. God, this thing actually handles really, really well around the racetrack. Go ahead and flick it. Whoa! I tried to flick it the opposite direction, but it only kind of worked. It sort of put me where I wanted to be, but I lost almost all of my speed doing it. So was it really worth it? I'm not sure. Now, let me know in the comment section down below what you are going to be using this thing for. Are you going to be using it for trail riding? Are you going to be using it for racing against your friends? Are you going to be using it as a campaign scout? Is it going to go into your modded campaign playthrough? Let me know what you guys plan on using this truck for in the comment section down below. Also, let me know how it runs on your console. And if you're on Xbox or PlayStation or whatever system you're on, let me know in the comments below, and let me know also in, kind of like, as you let me know what system you're on, let me know also how this vehicle is performing on your system, because I'm very curious to know. Now, coming up to this jump in 5th, a little nose heavy there. Actually, it kind of got a little bit out of sorts. That was sketchy. Up and over. Ooh, that was really sketchy. Like, extremely so. All right, let's be a little bit more careful. Handbrake on. Kick the clutch. That kind of worked, but it was a little slow. Come on. Come on. There are quite a few scenarios when I find it wanting to go back to 1st, but I feel like that's kind of in line with me not fully knowing how this thing likes to be driven yet, and not the vehicle's fault. All right, let's make our way around this last corner. Oop. Come on. You're almost there. Dude, you are almost there. All right, stadium jump, and... oh, wow, that was amazing. Bro, this thing with the Trail Runner spec, or not the Trail Runner spec, but the King of the Hammer spec suspension, it lands like it's a pre-runner. Okay, it almost went up on 2 wheels there, but we're not going to worry about... actually, it did go up on 2 wheels. We're not going to worry about the oval track, but instead, what we're going to do right now is we're going to go back into the garage, and then we're going to leave the garage again and head over to the obstacle course. Now, the obstacle course is going to be a weird one, because what we're going to do is, instead of doing the whole obstacle course, we're going to pick different sections of it to test different features of this particular truck. So, the first section... oh my god! Well, I was going to say the first section was going to test high-speed composure over obstacles, but it didn't really have much, and it kind of just flung itself, like, literally end over end. So there is that. I would avoid approaching obstacles in high in this thing. Or maybe at the very least... oh my god. It was fun. Like, literally, it's fine until you put it in high, and I think it just has so much grip that when you put it in high and it hits a rock, it just pings right off of the rock, and it's like, it's a done deal. It's done after that. Dab brakes. Not bad. Handles itself pretty well over the logs. What about these logs? It's a little iffy, but, like, as long as you keep yourself towards the right side, you'll be A-okay. Come on, come on, come on. Oh, boy. Oh, come on. What are you doing? Although I will say that particular spot right there, those logs are really difficult to get over. Oh, that was a big nosedive. I didn't expect it to nosedive that hard. Oh, that side is really messed up now. But you know what? For the rest of the test, I think I'm just going to leave it. Go! Oh, it just barely cleared the entire shipping container jump. That's actually pretty good. I didn't think it was going to clear the whole thing. After it. All right, these I'm gonna have to be really careful about, because I feel like if I hit these too fast, it's gonna, like, launch the truck forwards. Launch the truck forwards. Oh my god. It almost went over again. All right, come on, let's go. This part's gonna be tricky. See, that time it didn't launch itself forward, which I thought was really, really weird, because I figured it was absolutely going to launch itself forward right there, just like it did on the other obstacles. See, okay, so these tires don't seem to like the logs. They seem to want to slide right off the logs, unless you hit them at the exact perfect angle. Oh my god. Oop. Come on, come on, come on. There it is, there it is, there it is. There. Whoa! Oh, not bad. Let's see if I can keep it in high through the rocks. The second I say, let's see if I can keep it in high, I flip it. How about I not try to keep it in high through the rocks? It just kind of helps keep it stable if you go for a little bit of a safety winch. Easy. Ooh, all right, come on. Go, 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 go. Up and over. Oh my, wow. That was a mega nosedive, though. That was a massive nosedive. That's not actually what I thought it was going to do. I thought it was just going to, like, fly right off of the top and be fine. Nah, it went full nosedive status. But you know what? At the end of the day, this thing is an absolutely incredible truck to drive, and I think it can apply to so many different situations, whether it's in modded maps or campaign maps or really whatever situation you want to build this truck for. And the fact that it's on all systems makes it even better. So with that being said, guys, if you enjoyed this video, make sure to let me know any thoughts and opinions you may have in the comments down below. Hit that like button if you enjoyed, subscribe if you're new, and I'll see you guys next time.